Morning all you amazing humans out there on the interwebs. If you're like me, crafting your way in the world, forging ahead day after day, trying to provide for your families. And what an awesome way to start off the morning sometimes with gym. Kickstart the old heart, get the old ticker going. This is your Grey Matters update, and I'm Bruce Askham. Thursday the 11th of September, early morning. Some of the stories on my heart today. Eskom has a dream. Millionaires of our country leaving us in droves. Our educational crisis, which continues to get worse and worse. And then this G20 thing that's happening here and all the shenanigans around that. But first of all, Eskom has promised South Africa a load-shedding free summer. Woohoo! Except at the new proposed rates that they're wanting to do, charging us for electricity, I don't think we can even afford to plug in a light bulb. Who knows? No blackouts, they say. So we're going to be not forced. We won't be living like the Amish anymore. Maybe that's true. Thanks, Eskom, for reminding us that candles can be quite romantic, and they're budget friendly too. I have a dream too. Bruce Askham has a dream that Eskom will deliver power to the people, like literally. Next story on my heart is South African millionaires living large, leaving us fast. South Africa, do you know, has got 34% of the continent's millionaires right here in good old South Africa. 41,000 at a recent poll, millionaires. This is millionaires with $1 million plus in investable assets. So an investable asset is something that you can buy and hope that it grows over time. Something like your cash reserves, putting in the bank and getting interest, or shares, or company shares, property, cryptocurrencies, all those kind of lovely things. And the 34% of Africa is more than the next 5 countries all lumped together. So we've got a sizable amount of people with cash in this country. The playgrounds for these people are obviously for the millionaires in our country. I'm hoping to be one day. I've actually given up on my first. I'm going for my second now. Anyway, we've got Johannesburg and Cape Town. Go figure that those are the places where the more affluent of us live. Not of us, I wish, but the more affluent millionaires in our country. 11,700 in Johannesburg and around about 8,500 millionaires in Cape Town, places like Clifton and Bantry Bay and those kind of nice places. Another interesting fact was also we've got something called a centimillionaire. We've got 112 of those. A centimillionaire, centi 100 is people that have got $100 million or more in our country. Yes, we have them, folks, 112 of them. And then we have $8 billionaires. That's people with $1,000 million in cash or in shares, investable assets, as it was mentioned. Do you know who some of these fat cats are in our country? Well, they happen to be in Parliament. Cyril Cupcake Ramaphosa. As my friend and our friend Neil De Beer used to say, Cupcake Ramaphosa. He's got about 5.6 billion rand in assets, I believe, with all these investments. We've got Patrice Motsepe, even wealthier, sort of 3 times that, 27 and a bit billion rand. And then Tokyo Sexwale, about just over 2 billion rand. So these guys are real fat cats, eh? Do you notice how they're all ministers, and you notice how they're all politicians or ex-ministers and politicians? Here's the kicker though, and the reason for this story is that yes, we have incredible wealth and people with incredible wealth in our country, but we have lost in the last decade, this the last 10 years, around 2,500 millionaires leaving our shores and going on to greener pastures elsewhere. Why? My belief is because of this rot of the ANC causing them to say, I've had enough of everything that's going on in our country, and we don't need to name them again, but there's a lot, as we all know. Where they're going? Probably somewhere where there's fewer potholes and less ANC crap to contend with on a daily basis. And speaking of drama, I wonder how many of these guys are actually feeding pigging out at the troughs of the ANC. One wonders. Educational crisis, yeah. So here's the thing. A global study was done recently of the world's smartest country on the planet. That happened to be Switzerland. And they based a lot of their data on how many Nobel Peace Prize nominations were made. And Switzerland came out with nearly 1,100 Nobel Prize nominations for their people. Another interesting fact about Switzerland was that 40% of their adults have a bachelor's degree. That's amazing, a bachelor's degree. Educated, well-educated people. And another interesting stat for me was that the average IQ of Switzerland was 99 plus, just over 99. South Africa, you may ask, guys, we didn't even make the list. We didn't make the list. Are you surprised? I'm not. While Switzerland's building brainiacs, as it were, what do people in South Africa do? Well, let's go back a couple of years. They start torching schools in protest. They torture schools. In 2016, they burnt down 30 schools, displacing 27,000 of our young youth in 2016. That's 9 years ago. In 2021, with the riots and stuff in KZN, what happened there? 50 plus schools were looted or torched. And then there were some more in Rustenburg and Cape Town and these kind of places going up in flames. I don't know. Burning down schools and protesting and burning down schools is like dieting by eating cake sometimes, I think. It's like, dit gaan my gat te bowe, soos hulle sê. Makes little sense to me. Where's the SAPS in all this? Our police force? Oh, okay. You keep forgetting, they're under ANC control. Isn't that right? What a legacy the ANC are leaving us, eh? Just think of this, kids that were born in 2010, this is 15 years ago, our up-and-coming teenagers coming through the school systems. They cannot read by grade 4. What's the ANC done? They've locked these people, these kids of ours, into poverty. ANC, great legacy you're leaving. Cyril and team, great legacy for our kids' future's sake. We've got to stop this rot and we've got to get these morons out, guys. It's enough. That's why people like me, little old me, an average Joe Soap, finding a voice and trying to make a difference, get the word out there, what's going on in our country. I've had my head under a rock, as I've said before, far too long, and it's time for change. And then lastly, from my side today, is this G20. I think we should rename our minister Slagate Potolis, Minister of Transport, the one responsible for our roads and transport. Slagate Potolis, if you get what I mean. Barbara Creasy, there she is. She's getting out her spades and spanners and trying to clean up Johannesburg City, where the G20 summit is going to be held in November, I believe, somewhere around there. Massive drive to clean it up before the G20 summit starts. She's fixed 1,500 potholes to date. I think she's probably got another 1,500 a month to get to before anything starts resembling normality in this city of ours up here in Johannesburg. The G20's theme: solidarity, equity and sustainability. Isn't that ironic? Nothing says equality like fixing roads, only when world leaders are coming into our country. Hey Shwena, can't believe it. So what's next? I think we should host the Olympics. Maybe we'll get our street lights fixed. Maybe we should invite some royalty over. Prince Charles, bring him along, you know. Clean up some more of this ANC mess waiting for his arrival. I don't know, my vote is to keep booking global events like these and trick the government into doing its job. Boy, anyway, Ash. How do we find hope in all of this? When our schools burn and the potholes multiply, I don't think our hope is lost. Here's something I've realized. I grew up in an Afrikaans community, and starts with the Boere and goes on over to the other communities. We are resilient. We have got chutzpah, as they would say. We've got what it takes to keep pushing forward, to keep persevering through this, guys. Don't give up hope. That's my message. Don't give up hope. We serve a God that's bigger than all of this nonsense that's going on in our country. They're there. We've got to do our part to get these guys out. OUT, done, kaput, finish. Get them out. We can. We are strong in our communities. We are strong. We can get these guys out despite the chaos that's going on around us. Here's the thing. You've got power in your vote. Coming up, the new elections next year, and the general elections and the municipal elections, all these elections. If you vote ANC, EFF, MKP, you need your head read. And no, that's not the color. You need your head read by a psychologist because you're not thinking straight. You and me, we've got the power to change South Africa's story. Change our story. We've got to use our vote, possums. It's time to wake up. Anyway, that's it for today. Let's vote these clowns out. Let's protect our kids' futures and hold on to the little hope that we have left. Until next time, stay sane, stay safe, stay sharp, and watch out for those potholes.